I'm doing it. Guys, I'm doing it. Let's read romance for a week. So this is the second year I'll be doing this. Last year I read some romance, but I got them all out from my library because I don't really read much romance. However, I read Unsteady last year, as some of you may know if you watched my videos last year during Vlogmas, to be specific. It was great. I really loved it. And since then I have accumulated a couple more. So we'll be reading romance in honor of Valentine's Day. Once again, I am separated from my partner. He's my husband now. He wasn't last year. Last year he was my fiance, but we're separated again this year. I just got back to South Africa, hence why the background has once again changed, but I guess we'll see how this goes. So I have 3 books that we will be reading. I think they are slightly different. I have no idea. I'm not an expert in romance, like I've said many times. So in no particular order, we have, yes, I got them at an affordable price. I only bought the first 3 books to see if I'd like it. So we have Flawless by Elsie Silver. As far as I know, this is a cowboy romance. That's what everybody else has said. And also it's pretty spicy. I like spice. We'll have to wait and see. Then this one's a little bit different, and I think this may potentially be my favorite. We have Soul Searching by Lila Sage. Look how pretty that is. But Damage. The font is actually really nice as well. This is a paranormal romance, which seems much more up my alley since I love thrillers and horrors and stuff like that. I think this will be more my speed, but we'll have to wait and see. I've never read anything from Lila Sage. She did do the Rebel Blue Ranch, but not my style at all. So I haven't tried those books. But who knows? Maybe this week could change my mind, since I actually picked these books for myself from a range of different books rather than just the library having limited knowledge. The last one, which is Pretend You're Mine by Lucy Score, which is part of the Benevolence series. I just looked up what the kind of genre was, and it is contemporary romance with a plotline of fake dating, which should be fun because I do like that plotline quite a bit. Not in romance particularly, but you know, I'm not going to bang on about how much I don't love romance. These are the books that I plan to read for this week. Like I said, I am just back home. I literally landed yesterday. I am exhausted. I haven't fully unpacked. My room is an absolute state. So I am going to slowly work my way through unpacking and getting everything in order, and then we'll start reading. But I feel like, I don't know, shall we? I think let's start with Pretend You're Mine. I think because it's the thickest book, firstly, probably going to take me a bit longer to read. How much pages is it? 463? I think we'll start with this one. I'm not sure. It's between these two. I definitely don't want to read Lila Sage first because I think I might ruin it. So I think let's go with Pretend You're Mine, I think. Well, you'll be able to see in the next clip, surely. But let's see what this week holds and if it will change my mind. And finally, I'll be somewhat of a romance reader. We finally reached page 100. Firstly, sorry about the lighting. It is really overcast today. Super hot, but overcast. So it's kind of grey, but I'm hoping that it doesn't translate as much on camera because in the viewfinder, it looks okay. It doesn't look too overexposed. But if you notice anything, I'm really sorry. Obviously back at home, so in my usual spot here. We reached page 100, like I said, and we are on chapter 12 now. Let me tell you what the book is about before I tell you what I think. We kind of follow 2 characters, Luke and Harper. The main interests, I would say. I don't know how to describe it. Romance isn't my forte, but anyway, we have Luke and Harper. So Luke is from this town called Benevolence. I think it's in Maine or something like that, but I thought the Benevolence part was like, I don't know, I thought maybe it was like a dark romance, but Benevolence is the town. So he's from Benevolence, born and bred. He's the captain of the army, but he's home now on leave, and he owns like a construction company, and this is like his hometown. Then we have Harper, who stumbled into town because she's just had the worst luck. Obviously typical rom-com, I guess. So she walked in on her ex-boyfriend, who was also her ex-boss, doing stuff with a messenger in their house. So she ended up leaving the house with nothing but her keys and her car. She didn't have her wallet, her phone, or anything. So she was on her way to go see an old college friend, and she was gonna try and like sleep on her couch, but she looks down and she's running out of petrol or fuel. She ends up stopping in this town of Benevolence just outside a bar. Outside this bar, she sees a couple going at each other, and the guy ends up grabbing his girl by the throat. So she just snaps, sees red, jumps on his back, decks him, he decks her back, back, and she passes out, comes to, and Luke's above her, and he's like, "Are you all right?" And you know, she's like the hero of the town because no one knew how to like break these two up or something, and this guy was going to spend the night in jail. The town, obviously, to say thank you, they end up giving her free drinks and some food, and she ends up telling the barmaid everything that she's just been through the last 24 hours. She has no money, she has no place to stay, she has no job, she has no prospects at all at the moment. They kind of like, okay, we'll see what we can do. We'll definitely try and help you because obviously you just saved someone in our town. Anyway, her and Luke end up talking, and it's decided that she'll stay at his house for the night, and then the story just kind of goes from there. There's a fake dating plot line, so I don't know what's happened to Luke, but there's something there. There's something going on. He doesn't want to get into a relationship. He doesn't even want to really get close to anyone. He kind of prefers being a recluse. I thought maybe it was PTSD, but it's not. Like, they've slept in the same bed platonically, but like it's not that at all. And he's being deployed in a month's time, so they decide to fake date for this month so his parents will get off his back and stop trying to set him up. And it works in her favor as well because she has a place to stay and he's given her a job at his little construction company that she has. That's kind of where we're at. I really like it. I do like Lucy Score's writing. I find it really, really easy to follow. Like, I only did my intro yesterday and already read 100 pages. Normally it takes me a few days. It's gone quickly. The only problem I have with her writing is that she explains too much. She over explains everything. It's like, you know, someone's walking down the road, they turn right, then they turn left, then they the gravel, then they do that. Like, we don't need a play-by-play. Like, we can use our imagination with the right descriptions. So I just feel like she like holds your hands and walks you through every step of the way, but I feel like that's a bit unnecessary, and I've noticed it in a few of her books that I've read now. However, it is fun. It's fun and I'm having a great time. It is kind of spicy. Like, they haven't done anything yet, but there's a lot of like tension between them and I'm eating that up. So I am having a good time. I knew I would because, like I said, I've read some other books by her and I find it easy to read and quite entertaining. I am not sure about the Knock 'Em Out series. Is that, if any of you know, is that spicy? Because I didn't realize that, because a lot of girls that I watch on YouTube or BookTube, whatever, they don't love spice, but they've all read the series. So I'm confused. I'm really confused. I think I'm going to read probably, because this book's like 406 pages, I'll try and read to halfway or just over halfway. Let's say 60%. Let's get to 60% and I'll get back to you guys and let you know my thoughts and what kind of is going on and how I'm feeling romance wise. But for now, I'm feeling it. I really, really like it so far. I'm having a good time. I like both characters. It's fun. It's fun. I'm off to the library now. I haven't been to my library in a long time. I want to see if they have anything new. And then I need to go get my mom from work because I used her car today because I went for a walk on the beach and I needed to do some stuff at the police station. But that is it. I will hopefully check in tomorrow or the day thereafter. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Hi everybody. Sorry for the way I look, firstly. Secondly, sorry about the lighting. I'm just using natural lighting. I haven't set up any of my lights or anything. I'm trying to get this video done ASAP, but it's taking me the longest time. I just reached 66% in this book and I'm on page 305, chapter 37. So almost 70% through. I like it. Like I said, it's very easy to read. It's easy to follow, but all romance novels like this where sometimes they just go off on a tangent. I'm like, how is this relevant to the story? Like, I'm always here for the plot. I'm mostly here for the plot, not just vibes. I don't want to know what's going on in between the plot lines. Like, I just want to know where we're going. And I feel like there's a big chunk of this book actually that's irrelevant to the actual love story between the two main characters. And he's gone away and she's stuck in the town where he's from. She's like discovering all these things on herself, and I just feel like it's gone on for too long. Also, when I reached page, I think I wrote it down, I think it was page 200, there was a complete change in the context of the book, if that's the right word to use. Let me see what page it was. Yeah, page 224. I wrote it down, chapter 26. It's like we started a new book. It was, sorry, my pillow's making me slip down. It was like we were starting a completely new book, or like a sequel. Like, this book was actually meant to be two books because it started off like reintroducing characters and telling us what each character's role was in the previous bit of the book. And it was weird, like, oh, James is this person's brother, but like, we've read about James in the first half of the book. Like, why are we changing that? It just felt a little bit weird and I was a little bit discombobulated by that. And it was also a month later, but there was no like chapter heading saying 1 month later. It just skipped to 1 month later and then sounded like a new book. Very weird. Very, very weird in my opinion. I wrote down that even though I really like instant gratification, I don't love insta love, but I understand it. But these two have like kind of fallen in love in a couple of weeks, and like both of them have been through a lot of tragedy. Like she's just gone through a breakup, he's just gone through like, not just, but he's going through grief. Like how is it so easy for them to just fall in love knowing that so much can go wrong, and they just so easily put themselves out there, which made it feel a little bit unbelievable. Currently where I'm at, they like did their whole fake dating thing. Now the fake dating thing is becoming a little bit more serious because they fell for each other so quickly. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but I think that was a given going into this book or a book like this. Now they're separated because he's a captain in the army. I think I said that in the first check-in, but he's a captain in the army, so he's been deployed and whatever, and they're communicating in between. There's a lot of side characters that I like, yes, but I don't know. It's no longer a 4-star for me. I just think she went a little bit off track, and like she tried to add so much in her book. Why are Lucy Score's books always so long as well? It's really ridiculous. I feel like a romance novel doesn't need to be any longer than like 350 pages max. Just like a thriller book as well. I just feel like there's too much. It's like she's trying so hard to make us feel something for these characters that she's just thrown everything in, like every single thing. There's grief, there's PTSD, there's so much that she's thrown in, and I feel like it's too much. Like we're kind of losing the plot, and I'm like, okay, can we just move on? I don't need to know about her gardening, her feeding the dogs, her taking the dogs for a walk. I don't need to know all that. Tell me what's happening in the story. But I've always got something like that to say when it comes to any novel, really. If they just go off track too much, I just feel like, can we get this done? Like we don't have all the time in the world, and like my attention span is not very big, so yeah, I lose interest so quickly. So I have about, I want to say 160 pages left to read, so hopefully I can finish this today, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Fingers crossed. It is Friday. Fingers crossed I can finish this tonight and we can start the next book, because this video needs to go up in a few days time and I haven't even read the other books yet. That is what I have to say so far. I'm going to take myself for a walk quickly, and then I'll get back, and I have to take my mom's car to get some repairs done, and then I'll be back to reading. Good morning, everyone. Again, sorry for the lighting, just using natural lighting. It is the next day since I last checked in, and I still haven't, let me tilt you this way, I still haven't gotten my lights out. I don't know, I'm just being lazy, okay? I've only been home for about 4 days, so please forgive me and bear with. Today's Saturday. I'm having my sister, my little baby niece, over for a pizza day, so I've been getting organized for that, but I did end up finishing Pretend You're Mine by Lucy Score. I think I'm gonna settle on a 3.5. It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty entertaining. However, it was cheesy. It was like a typical Hallmark movie. Like the third act breakup did make me cry. I'm not gonna lie, it did make me cry, but also I'm just being super emotional lately. So yeah, I cried for like, I want to say like the whole entire chapter. It did take a while for them to get back together because why they broke up was quite deep. It wasn't trivial like it is. I mean, it could be seen as trivial, but I feel like it was valid, the reason they broke up. There was also like a risk factor, which I feel like I've read in most of Lucy Score's books. Like there's always some danger that the female is put in because of the male or because of her past, something like that. So that was pretty interesting and I liked that direction. But again, I did feel like the book had a lot of filler and parts that I feel like it would be cool in a movie as like, or like as B-roll, but I just feel like it was, for the relevance of the story, it was unnecessary, so it's a little bit too long. But yeah, I did enjoy it. Another romance book I can add to the collection that I really did enjoy, but only a 3.5. It was pushing a 4 until the cheesy the getting back together part, like what he did, like his big romantic gesture, I felt was pretty fucking lame. But anyway, my battery's also about to die. I think the next book we're gonna read is Soul Searching by, okay, I literally just started talking faster and then the battery just died anyway. So it died pretty quickly compared to what it normally does. But anyway, I'm gonna start Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I think this is the first book in a series as well, if I'm not mistaken. I just know that it is a paranormal romance, and I think it is Reverse Grumpy Sunshine, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's all I kind of know about it. So let me get 100 pages in and then I'll get back to you guys. This book only has like just over 300 pages, 350-ish. Pretty quick. Hopefully we can finish this by Monday. I want to read, say, like 120 pages today, 120 pages tomorrow, and we'll finish the rest on Monday. So hopefully we'll be done by then. Hi everybody. So I'm using natural light again, obviously, as you can see. So there's a shadow here and the camera's quite far away from me, so sorry if, yeah, I don't know, I can't see properly. I lost my trail of thought completely there. So I thought I'd do a quick check-in. I unfortunately didn't read a single thing on Saturday. Well, I did. I finished I finished Benevolence. No, I didn't. I finished, those photos are so skew over there, sorry. I got distracted because there's a mirror in front of me. Okay, so I finished Pretend You're Mine, and then I did the pizza thing with my family, whatever, and then afterwards I was just so tired. I ended up scrolling through a little bit of TikTok, watched some YouTube, and then just went to sleep. So I didn't read any of Soul Searching. I read yesterday and this morning. So this morning I think I had like maybe, yeah, I had 35 pages to read this morning, but I read 94 yesterday. I was in the sun. It was so hot. It was like 28 degrees, and I probably read for, I want to say 45 minutes to an hour in the sun. It was too hot, so I ended up having a nap, and then I read last night as well. Anyway, I don't know why I'm giving you a play-by-play of when and how I got this read, but that's what happened. So I am currently on page 130, chapter 13. It is dual point of view. We have both Brady, which is our male. Every time I put this book up, the lighting changes, but we have Brady, which is the main male character, and we have Collins, who is the main female character. Collins is originally from this town called Sweetwater Peak. I'll get there. Sweetwater Peak. She's from there, but she like escaped. She was a photographer. She doesn't like this small town. She feels like she doesn't fit in. She has a twin sister and her family still live in Sweetwater Peak, and she's just gone back because her life's just falling apart. She doesn't really feel like she fits in with her family either, so she doesn't want to burden them. She doesn't really like to be around them for too much time. So her sister organized for her to stay with someone else and work for him in exchange for rent. So she's staying with Brady, who is the town upholsterer, but he's also new in town, but she lives with him and then does like all his admin and stuff in exchange for staying in the apartment right next to his, in the building that he owns for the upholstery stuff. He is new in town. He's been there for about a year. He's very quiet, very much a recluse, and I think a little bit of a nerd as well. I don't know, that's kind of all I can spice from his part. Collins and her sister Clark, they can speak and see ghosts. Slowly but surely, Collins has noticed that her ability is diminishing and it's kind of going hazy, and at the moment she cannot hear any ghosts, and this is freaking her out because it's been her only companion for years at this moment, and that's why I think she was always out of place with her friends and school and everything, because she preferred the dead to the living. So she's lost this gift. So the reason she's come back to town is because her life's falling apart and she's trying to rediscover this gift of hers. Brady's playing along. She's accidentally told him that she has this ability because he has ghosts in his workshop and in his apartment, and she constantly talks to them out loud like you and I are talking right now. Like I am talking right now to no one in particular, and he can hear her, and he's like, she's a bit of a nut. I am finding the story quite boring. It's very, very mundane. Nothing has really happened. I'm 130 pages in, like with almost 40% in, and I'm just finding it really, really slow and boring. Like there's been a few occurrences where the ghosts have been brought up, but otherwise it's just like her trying to, I don't know, her family trying to connect with her, and she's just kind of like batting them off herself. She's not really like responsive or anything, and like Brady's got a crush on her, which is very obvious as he's the love interest anyway, but like she's just giving nothing. I don't know, I'm not enjoying it like I thought it would. I thought it would be more fast-paced. The town's name, Sweetwater Peak, has been mentioned maybe 150 times so far in the 130 pages. It's literally mentioned constantly. We know they live at Sweetwater Peak. We don't have to keep mentioning it. Let me see if I can find, yeah, just literally turn the page you saw. Even if I wasn't always in Sweetwater Peak to see it. Let's see, that's one. I can't see it now, but you know what I mean? It's like every few pages, the town's name is mentioned. And I'm like, I roll my eyes every time. I'm like, we get it. Don't spoon feed us. Like, that's very annoying. And like, even it says at the bottom, a Sweetwater Peak novel. So you're saying in all the whole series, she's just going to keep mentioning the town's name? Like, it's freaking annoying. I've never actually been so annoyed by a town being mentioned. Actually, I vividly remember myself mentioning something like that before. I don't like it when authors repeat themselves constantly. Like, we know where they are. Like, can't we just say the town? There's other descriptive words other than just name dropping a town that doesn't even fucking exist. Anyway, that is my opinion. I woke up spicy this morning. I am rambling now. I'm gonna read. Like I said, I'll probably read like I said in my previous check-in, I'll probably try and get to another 130 pages and then see where we're at. Hopefully I can do that now before the end of today, and then hopefully we can finish this up by tomorrow. Fingers crossed. All I have planned today. I was going to do a couple other things, but with it being so stormy and raining, it's pointless. So yeah, I'm going to make myself an iced coffee, plot myself right here, because if I'm in my bed, I definitely will have a nap, try and get through as much of this book as possibly can. So see you guys then. Everybody, so I am still in the exact same spot because I've been sitting here I guess since like 10:30 and it is now 2:15. I did stop for a lunch break. I took like half an hour, but I just powered through this. My reading speed is slowing down so much because I'm so bored. This is so boring and so mundane. I actually can't. I thought the paranormal element would be more of a thing, but it's kind of just like a side plot. It's not the main plot, which I thought it might be, or I think I would have enjoyed more. It's just basically her reconnecting with her family and obviously getting to know herself. She lost a lot of her confidence, so she's trying to find herself again. Basically came home to just ground after going through something traumatic. Herself and our love interest are now like, they're crossing that boundary or that line where they've just kissed for the first time, but all of this has just been like build up. So I'm about 60% through and page 231, chapter 22. I'm on Brady's chapter now, but I'm stiflingly bored, and like everything is just made to surround our main female character. We don't know much about our male character Brady, but everything's just Collins, what she's doing, what she's going through, how she's feeling, and like what she's done wrong, and she's fighting with her sister, and she is too stubborn to apologize, and it's just like so monotonous and so boring, and like I just want something to happen. And again, the town's name just keeps repeating itself. Like, we get where we are. Like, I'm 60% in the book. If I didn't know that we were in Sweetwater Peak, then I'd be fucking not reading the book at all. So annoying. What is happening? So right now the book is feeling like a 2-star. It's not unreadable. It's very easy to read, very easy to follow. Just the storyline is boring. It's very mundane, and maybe that's what small town romances are meant to be like. But I've read like the Eden series and the other one by Daphne Perry. It's called like Sunlight or something like that. It's a little duology. I read that. I love those books. Well, not love. I gave them like 3.5 stars. This is just painfully boring. I know Belle Therese that I watch as well. She DNF'd it, but she thought that the main male character was too much of a wuss. And I get that. I just think he's very cautious and protective, and I'm that type of person as well. I don't like anybody getting hurt, or I just like try to preempt what could happen, and I try to prevent those situations, and he's the same. That doesn't bother me at all. However, like I said, it's just mundane and boring. I feel like nothing is happening. We're seeing them slowly, like I said, build a relationship and become friends, and that's blossoming, but besides that, there's nothing really happening. There's no like side plot like that I had in in the previous book in Pretend You're Mine. There was a side plot and there was like a small little mystery. Like that was very interesting. But if they have a third act breakup, I swear to God, it's going to be out of left field because they're friends right now with a little bit of benefit, starting to like each other. So what could possibly happen by the end of this book that would make them break up, unless he forced her to pick up a camera, which she's like kind of refusing to do at the moment. She is slowly starting to hear ghosts talk again, but that's the whole aim of the book. But like she still doesn't know what her mental block is. Like we know, it's obvious, but I don't know. That was a ramble and just a little brain dump. But yeah, I'm not having the best time right now. I was like trying to sit up so I wouldn't fall asleep because this was making me super sleepy. I'm gonna take a break now. I'm gonna have a cup of tea and then maybe I want to watch something just to take my brain off of this just a little bit. Then I'm gonna edit these last few clips that I've done and then I'll probably finish this tonight, I think. Hopefully. It's not much left. I think like 100-ish pages. There's 100 pages left, so it should take me a couple of hours tonight. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna write in my journal as well. I'm trying to update my reading journal because this is one that my husband gave me for Christmas. I don't know if I've showed it, but it already has like prompts and stuff because just last year I think I went up to like May with my reading journal just because it was such a mission to just like scrapbook the whole thing, and some months I didn't feel like doing it. I think this is a bit easier. I still need to print out some pictures and like kind of fill in the rest of it, but for now, yeah, I think I'm gonna fill this in while I drink some tea, and then yeah, I'll get back to you guys definitely tomorrow morning. Hello everyone. So it's actually the next day. Surprise, surprise. I know I said I would check in the morning, but it is actually like 12:30 right now, which is pretty much morning for me because I wake up pretty early like lately. I went for my walk. I did loads of things already. So I finished this morning. I had like the last maybe 20 pages to read because last night I was just too tired and I couldn't keep going. It's also a really warm day, so sorry I'm in a bikini. I've been swimming and putting sunscreen on, hence why my hair's all frizzy and stuff. I've been enjoying the sun today, but I finished this morning. I think I'm gonna give it a 2.75. It wasn't the worst book I ever read. The ending was quite cute. Like, I understand what the author wanted to do with this, but I find it really boring, and I feel like she could have leaned in a little bit more to the whole paranormal aspect. I feel like if you were to pick this book up during like Halloween, you'd be very disappointed because it's so like the ghost stuff is very, very minimal. I wouldn't even call it a paranormal romance. It's just a quirk that she has because the ghosts don't actually play such a huge role in it. It's more of self-discovery and, you know, realigning yourself with your family and your values. And some people, when they shoot to fame, kind of lose track of that. So I think this was a book of self-discovery more than it was about paranormal stuff because, yeah, it didn't play that majorly into it. I hated the fact that the town's name was mentioned every single opportunity. Like, we got that they were in this town. They didn't want to leave this town. They loved this town. Like, we didn't need to keep hearing the name of the town, which I've repeated quite a few times now, but I'm just trying to drill that in because it was really, really annoying. I would recommend this book for people who do prefer more of like a fluffy romance. There's no real plot. It's just like the two of them discovering each other, trying to figure each other out. There is a little bit of smut in it, I want to say, from like maybe the 80% mark, so not very early on. The smut for me was a little bit cringe. I didn't like that type of smut personally. I found it, yeah, it gave me pause, but there is a bit of smut in it, and like the last chapter as well, there's quite a bit of just smut in it. I'd give it like maybe a 3 out of 5 chili spices, but I would recommend it if you do like a little bit of spice, but you like a romance book that's basically just about the couple or just about the female character with self-discovery and stuff like that, rather than it having an additional plot line. I'm glad I read it. I definitely won't continue the series. This is the last of it. Unfortunately for me, it's not for me. I'm too old for this. I feel like it seems immature for me. Anyway, on that note, I did start the Chestnut Springs series, which the first book is Flawless. I know there is a little bit of drama around Elsie Silver at the moment. I don't exactly know what it's about. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. If you know, down in the comments, let me know. But I heard it was something about her writing about someone who was very tanned and described as dirty. Jessa Hastings also did that. Like, that doesn't offend me. As a brown person, I don't feel like that's racist. It's just a description that you used. Like, it's fine. I don't think my brown skin looks dirty, and I don't think think anybody else thinks so too, unless it was super patchy and like rough, but I don't get offended by stuff like that. So personally, I don't think people should be cancelled for adding a description like that. Personally, Chestnut Springs, I just started it. Oh, I didn't just start it. I started it this morning and I got quite far, guys. I got to page 150, chapter 14. So quite a far away. This book is so easy to read. It's very, very basic. Is that the right word to use? It's very basic, very simple writing. There's something about the tense of it. It feels so matter-factually that like I'm kind of losing it a little bit, but it's definitely not hard to read and it is very entertaining. The main male character has a proper potty mouth. But anyway, let me tell you what this is about. Although everybody should probably know what this is about because every Tom, Dick and Harry has read this book except me, because I don't typically read romance, which I've said 10 million times. Anyway, so we're following our main male character, who is a bull rider. In the beginning of the book, he kind of fucks up a sponsorship. He kind of punches a cameraman and tells him that he doesn't like milk, even though it was like Dairy Queen or something that sponsored him. So he kind of has this negative image around him now. So his sports agent, Kip, he has assigned a babysitter to him to kind of brush up his image because he's closing in on his retirement now, and they just want him to end off his career in like a good light. So his daughter, Summer, is assigned to look after Rhett, our main female character. He is a playboy. He is also super grumpy. I feel like he's just grumpy towards her because he doesn't like the fact that he's now having to have a babysitter and he just feels like he's too old for that, but yet he can't behave himself. It seems valid. So the two of them are just kind of getting to know each other, and she's kind of getting into the swing of things because she now wants to work for her dad's like agency or firm. I don't know what you call that when you represent sports people. Anyway, she's studied law and she now wants to start working for her dad. So this job will actually prove to her and the company that she is a valued employee. So this is really, really important to her and she's taking it very seriously. However, there is an attraction between herself and Rhett. They have very dirty thoughts about each other, so it does have smut in it. I've seen a few people say that they didn't like the smut in this. I think namely Destiny and then Alyssa Robertson, who I watch as well, but she's super into her faith and stuff, so she doesn't read any smut whatsoever because that's just her current conviction. I like a bit of smut. It also just depends on it. Like I said, I am getting older, so I don't know, I like a very specific type. This, it seems realistic enough, but at the same time, like bull riding and stuff. I have a friend from Alberta as well who always talks about rodeos and stuff as well, so it is very interesting to see that side of things. I didn't know it was based in Canada. I thought it was in the States. I would have thought it was somewhere in the South, but yeah, it's based in Canada. It's not a bad time. I'm having a good time, but this is feeling like maybe a 3.5 star. Not bad at all. I'm getting through it so fast. So I think the next time I'll check in, I'll maybe push to like 60% again, and then hopefully we can finish this by tomorrow because I need to prep for my next video, and this video comes out in a couple of days. So yeah, I need to get going on this. Having an okay time. I hope what I said makes sense. Sometimes when I'm out in the sun for too long, I can get a little bit frazzled, like on my honeymoon video as well. Like the heat just gives me a bit of a brain fog, even though I keep hydrated. Hopefully that made sense. I've been talking for 8 minutes, so let's get to 60%. Maybe I'll read that much more. So maybe page 294 will come back and I'll give you my feelings and tell you what's going on. So I finally reached 60%. It was not as far as I thought it was. It's at page, well, I'm at page 258, chapter 23. I just updated my Fable and it said it was like 62% through or something. So I thought I'd just pop in now before we finish this. I've just read this first 60% today, which is crazy because I've been reading it very slow and I've been reading such mediocre books that haven't really captured my interest. I'm not saying this one has, but it's a lot more interesting. It's quite fast paced actually. I like the fact that it's moving so quickly, and I like the plot line because it's just staying on a steady plot line and we're kind of just going through the motions of the two of them getting to know each other, her trying to figure out her way around him and his moodiness, and I think it's actually quite fun. So I'm actually quite surprised that I'm enjoying this. I do like our female character. She's obviously been through quite a bit of shit. Like her storyline, like crazy, absolutely crazy about how she came about in this world. Very crazy. And the fact that her family besides her dad, are very like standoffish towards her. So it explains why she is like she is. She's very much a people pleaser, and a lot of us can relate to that. With Rhett, I don't know why he is the way he is, honestly. It's fame, I guess. Fame just gets to your head, and a lot of famous people start to become quite rude and abrasive. So he's kind of gone down that road, and he was a playboy, but he isn't a playboy anymore, apparently. So he's kind of like trying to prove to her that he's not this playboy anymore. So having a good time. I'm having fun. It's feeling like, I would say, a 3.5. Obviously we'll see how it ends, but it's feeling like a 3.5 to me now, kind of on par with Pretend You're Mine, the first book we read. I feel like the two of them are on par. Like, I'm having a great time. It's not the best book I ever read. I definitely wouldn't reread it. I definitely probably won't think about it too much after I finished it, but while reading it, I'm having such a great time. It's a perfect summer's day read, even though it's not summer in the book. I don't know if bull riding only takes place during the summer, but it doesn't feel like there's any season attached to it, but I feel like it's great summer read for now. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of what I have to say. So I guess I'll just catch up with you guys when I'm finished. I definitely will try and finish by tomorrow morning. The next day and I finished it. I finished Flawless by Elsie Silver. Okay, I'm just gonna get it over and done with and spit it out. My rating for this is going to be a 3.75, which means it's the highest rated book in this whole video. I'm pretty sure this is way better than what we did last year. I think I had maybe one 4-star, which was, I can't even remember. I'll try and insert the video here, but am I converted? I think so. I think so. Between these two books, Pretend You're Mine by Lucy Score and Elsie Silver, I think I might be a little bit converted. I might enjoy the rest of the books in the series. I'm not going to say that I love all romance just yet, but I definitely have a certain genre or subplot of romance that I really like. I was not a huge fan of Soul Searching, as you know. I think I might enjoy the rest of the series, and I might give some other romance a go too. It just obviously depends on the content and the plot. That is very exciting. I hope that everybody had a great Valentine's Day. Like I said, I'm away from my partner this year, so I didn't celebrate at all. I mean, with a phone call, yeah, but that's about it for me this year. There's a lot of exciting things coming this year. I'm very excited that I actually got this video done, and so glad that I got into some romance that I actually do enjoy. With that being said, thank you so much for joining. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Also, drop me a comment if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. And also, if you have any other type of romance books that you think I might enjoy, because I really did, like I said, enjoy these two. I'll see you all next week for another video. Bye guys.